here's my review of The Penguin episode 7. I thought that this was another great episode, and it just shows that this show is so good at just its characters, because this is a character study show. We're learning about Oz. We're learning about why he is the way he is. And in this episode, it really reminded me of an episode of Moon Knight. Because in this episode, it's a flashback episode, for the most part, about what it was like for Oz growing up and his two brothers. And they do basically what Moon Knight did, but a billion times better. And we see how they're all playing hide and seek in the sewers. And you could tell you could tell that, like, Oz has very bad insecurities. And it feels like he loves his mother, and he almost wants to keep her all to himself. And so, during a rainstorm, he traps them in the sewer, and they drown to death. And you can just tell, like, he doesn't care. Like, he's very much a psychopath. And that's what I love about this character is he's a terrible person, but he's such an interesting person. Like, he's not a boring character. He's like a character you want to watch. And like I said, that's why I thought it does such a good job at, like, getting us to understand, not necessarily understand, but at least explore these characters and see how twisted they are and see how terrible of a person Oz is. I think that there were also some really great scenes with Sophia Falcone and the little girl whose name I can't remember at this point. If one of you guys know it, just tell me in the comments. But I think that there were a lot of great scenes with her. And Sophia, the character, is also just so fascinating, and because you know what she's been through, and she's a character you just want to know more about. And that's what makes the show so great is, yes, it's called The Penguin, but even when it's not focusing on Oz, these other characters are just so fascinating. Like, I would happily watch a show about her, what her life was like in Arkham. I would love to see an Arkham show. And Kristen Milioti gives such a fantastic performance. I can't really say enough good things. And we just see how smart Oz is, though, whenever he, like, conducts these schemes. Like, when he basically blows up part of, like, his own gang and some other people. Or he just kind of just uses it as a trap by putting a bomb. And it's just so fascinating. Like, this character is just, I want to, like, I don't know if they're going to make him the main villain of the Batman Part 2, but I would happily I want to see season 2. Even though the show's not over yet, I just want to see more of him. And there are some interesting, like, things that actually do happen. Like, we see Sal gets killed in this episode. And it's just cool seeing how the show is willing to just kill off its characters. And it's another thing that I appreciate so much about it. And we do end this show on a very interesting cliffhanger where we see that his mother is kidnapped by Sophia. And I just want to see what's going to happen. Like, that's the thing, what this show does so well is its characters are so fascinating that even, like, for example, there's been some episodes of the show where the plot isn't really super complicated, but because the characters are so fascinating, it allows that to not matter because we want to watch it because we want to watch these characters. And in a good show, I think, or any movie or any story, I've heard that they say that a good story, the characters should push the story, not the story pushing the characters. And this is a great example of that kind of storytelling, when you have active characters that are so fascinating, that are moving this story forward, instead of them almost feeling like, oh, the story, there's a plot point, oh, we need to go there because, like, in this story is happening because of the characters. And I feel like some of you guys don't know what I mean by that, and other of you guys know exactly what I mean by that. But my main point is just the characters carry this show. Not to say the plot's bad. It's not at all. It's very good. But it's a show where, like, this whole time I'm just fascinated by all these characters, whether they're good or bad. And it just is a great show, and I'm so excited for the finale next week. So yeah, I don't really know what else to say. It's just every single week I just keep on saying how much I like it. Kind of gets repetitive, but hey, another great episode.